How was the locker room today?
I mean, obviously I got back late. Yesterday was my son's wedding, so I flew up this morning. Airline travel's not always punctual, and baggage is not always there on time. But obviously, there's a lot of pride in this team, and that pride is something that needs to take over. And when you have adversity is when you show your character. And right now it's time for this team to show its character, and I think there's character that's there, and I think there's pride that's there, and that's got to kick in and carry us forward from here. We're all disappointed with where we're at right now, but on the same token, we all know that we're capable of much more.
Does having another competition and a game this soon help when things aren't going well in league play to kind of get guys right?
Yeah, it helps definitely. I mean, a couple of years ago, I think we were going through a little bit of a struggle, and the Open Cup really helped us. We caught some good games in there, and we started to move forward from that. So being in another competition, is something that maybe takes your mind off of it. Being at home is going to be a plus. We're on the road for the last 2 weeks as well, so I think that's going to help us also.
You alluded to some possible personnel changes after that loss against RSL. Is that still the way you feel, that it needs a freshening up, maybe?
We'll see. We'll look at it. You'll see tomorrow whether we change things or not.
One of those changes obviously being forced on you with Marcus. Can you just what do you think about what do you think he brings potentially to this team?
Well, Marcus is an experienced goalkeeper. He's been in a lot of big games. He's played a lot of big games. He's been involved with the national team. He's been at World Cups. Not necessarily played in those games, but he's been part of it. So he knows what big occasions are. He knows the importance of them. He's a quality goalkeeper. It's the reason we signed him last year when that opportunity presented himself. So if we were faced with this kind of a situation or dilemma that we had a goalkeeper we felt very good about, and we feel very confident in Marcus.
Mario's back for you guys now too. What kind of things can he bring in this type of environment?
Well, again, he's a player who's had a lot of experience. He just recently played against Mexico. He's played against the U.S., so he's played against Herculez Gomez, and that, Peralta didn't play when he played against Mexico. But, he's an experienced player who can add some things for us on the field.
You mentioned Hercules. What difficulties does he present for you guys?
Not just Hercules. I mean, Hercules, Peralta, and Quintero are very active up front. The three of them, have pretty good freedom to go where they want to go. But they also do a good job of balancing each other off. And, so that makes them a dangerous team because they're very flexible in terms of how they attack.
You're one of 4 survivors in CONCACAF right now, but 9th in the MLS, Western Conference. Does this team have a good sense right now of really what it is, how good it is, how bad it is?
We were talking about it. I was talking about it to somebody, and I think we've had, what are we now? Are we April 1st? Is it April Fool's Day? So I can pull April Fool's on you? Sorry, just kidding. That's not really our record. No, it's a situation. We've had one practice where we've had the whole team together. So being able to work on something or do something has been very difficult, and trying to figure how everything meshes on the field. How are Eddie and Oba going to play off of each other? How is that going to relate to the rest of the team? We haven't had a chance to do any of that. So right now, and now obviously with the injury to Estrada, we lose him again. We're picking and choosing sometimes, and so that's made it a little more difficult. So do we really know where we're at right now? We probably don't, but we know for sure that we need to accomplish more than we have, and we will. It's just a matter of us getting it all together at the right time.
How are the injuries looking with Estrada, EJ, and Martins?
Yeah, Estrada is the poke in the eye is something that's he's being seen by a specialist to make sure there's no eye damage or anything like that. And with Eddie and Oba, we'll have a better feel by this afternoon as to where they're at.
Is Ayani getting close?
Getting closer. I don't know if close is apt description yet.
Do you think April will be his month of return?
Don't know.
With the way Santos has beat MLS teams at home, does that change strategy for this game? I mean, rather than you just need a win, maybe you need to get a couple, or
we need to get a good result at home. I don't think we're going out there and saying, well, shit, they've banged away a lot of goals on everybody at their place, so we better get 4 or something like that to make sure we're up. No, can't go that because you don't want to leave yourself open. You know, I think we want to win the game, put ourselves in a good position down there. I think we learned a valuable lesson down there last year when we played there, and we hope to avoid that. But I think even if you remember the game down there last year, you know, we had some pretty good chances in that game as well. And when you watch them play, they're a team who creates chances, but they're also a team that gives chances. And you know, you got to take care of your chances and finish your chances when you can. And you know, so that's going to be an important part of this series, is which team is better at burying chances, because at the end of the day, I think both teams are going to create some chances.
What were you guys able to do against them last year at CenturyLink?
I thought we played pretty compact, you know, and we looked for opportunities to get forward. They maybe take their foot off the throttle a little bit when they're on the road. But you know, I just think we played pretty compact and we took our chances well in that particular game, and we felt pretty good coming out of that game. But obviously we got run over when we went down there.
Would you rather be correcting issues of focus right now or issues about tactical situations?
You know, you can talk tactics until you're blue in the face. You know, at the end of the day, it's you know, attitude and running and so forth, and it's not just, when I say running, it's not just defensive running, it's also attacking running and running hard in the box and challenging for things and scoring ugly goals. You know, I don't think Brad's goal, you know, and was necessarily a beautiful goal. It was, you know, a little bit of a bang play, but we got to look to get some of those goals as well, scoring goals off set pieces. I don't think we've gotten close on set pieces. So for me, you know, tactics are great and you can talk about them, but at the end of the day, you need to execute them, and execution is concentration and attitude.
You know what this team is capable of. Even Brad said practice last week or training last week, the team seemed really sharp, really on top of it, and then they went out and played, and it just seemed like they didn't really show up. You can only stand on the sideline. You can only do so much. How frustrating is it to know what this team is capable of and then to see them come out the way that they have in a couple of these games?
I mean, I've coached a lot of years, and we'll be okay. At the end of the day, we'll be okay. You know, I'm confident of that. And, you know, it's just we've got to, you know, right now work out some things and, you know, and just get ourselves, you know, making the right decisions at key moments of the game. You know, I think it's more so that than anything. I think sometimes when you look at a game, you break down a game and you start thinking, oh, geez, we're under barrage or something, and it really wasn't that case. It's like, you know, there's some moments in there. There's maybe 2-3 minutes here or 2-3 minutes there, and you got to do something to right yourself in those 2-3 minutes. And for us as a team right now, you know, that's where we're right now coming up short. You know, the game of soccer to me has always been one of where every team is going to have moments of domination within that game. Some periods longer, some periods shorter. Some teams have more domination, some teams have less, but every team has domination, and every team has periods of time where they get dominated. You got to make sure they don't score during that period of time. You got to make sure you score. You know, that's what we haven't done well. When we've dominated the game, when we've created chances, we haven't scored our goals. And when a team's gotten on top of us, we've seemed to have let one get by or let one get in. And that's what we got to turn around. And again, that's a little bit tactics, you know, but tactics is always implementation of those tactics.
Me preguntaron si podría hacer un anuncio y pensé que era porque yo juego para los Seattle Sounders. No puedo porque mi inglés no es muy bueno. That's true. Entonces me dijeron que el anuncio era de padres, niños y familias. Eso es muy importante para mí y le dije que yo hago lo que puedo hacer. No importa cuál idioma tú hablas, hay un idioma universal que nuestros niños comprenden y necesitan. Y es el amor y el cariño de los padres. Be a good parent and stay involved in your child's life.